Hi, listeners. Welcome to our podcast.
Welcome.
So, what's our podcast called?
Spaceman Talks.
Woohoo! My name is Mel.
My name is Elle, and you're listening to Basement Talks with Mel and Elle. Okay, so we'll get started then. So basically this is just about everyday life, living, our analysis, what we've encountered, and just discussions, everyday discussions, our thought process.
Exactly.
Empathy.
Yes. Our reflections of things, people that we've met, people that we haven't met in our dreams.
It's really everything.
Everything.
No pigeonhole here. We're not pigeonholing the comments, or we're not pigeonholing the talks whatsoever.
No, not at all. So we can ramble a bit, but it's good stuff.
Exactly. So our topic today
was what happened yesterday.
Oh.
Tell me about it, Elle. So we were sitting down and what happened?
Okay, so we're sitting down, we're having a conversation about the Yiddish culture.
Oh, yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
From what you've told me.
So what happened was I just came back from a holiday in New York and we were staying at South Williamsburg. So if anyone's ever been there, I haven't. And that was the first time I've ever seen like a whole community of Jewish people. The ones that actually wear the more traditional clothing, like wearing black. They've got the little curls on their side, their top hats.
Cutesy curls.
The cutesy curls, those little Goldilocks curls that I don't have. But
I have, but in the frizzy type.
They look great.
But we're not being racist whatsoever, just to get that out there, because, as soon as people hear Jewish, they're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But it's not that. We're just analyze.
It's just our observation.
And our observation.
And we're trying to analyse it.
Just getting to understand and know the culture, that's all.
Mm.
So we're having like a really good conversation about it. Mel is educating me on things that I don't know about it, so I can, search on Wikipedia later on. And all of a sudden this guy walks up to us. So the first thing that comes to our mind,
did he walk up to us or he had his bike?
He rode up to us.
Yeah, he rode up to us. With a bike.
You definitely rode up to us.
Yeah.
So we have he rides up to us on his bike. First thing that comes in my mind is, what's he trying to sell?
Yeah, exactly.
What came in your mind?
At first I was like, I hope he's not hitting on us, because we were just enjoying our time under the shade. By the way, it's summertime in Australia.
Yeah, it's really
hot, and
really
we're just chilling out in the shade, and some guy rides up to us in his bike, and the first thing came onto it was, one, why are you here? What's your intention?
Yeah.
And please don't hit on us. I just want to have a really nice day without someone bugging us.
Yeah, that's all we wanted. I was actually just looking at his neck. It's quite ashy. Did you notice that?
I don't know if it was sunscreen.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that sunscreen maybe had zinc in it.
Yeah, a lot of zinc, but he probably hasn't spread it yet.
Yeah.
He's missing a few spots.
Yeah, it was a little bit interesting. Yeah.
Good. I don't want to say anything. I did,
okay,
but I didn't want to say anything. I didn't know how to bring it up, and I just forgot about it.
Yeah, got sidetracked.
I know, because
other things are happening.
Because I felt like wiping it off or telling him that if you put zinc... Sorry, I'm just laughing about this. So if you put zinc in your neck, you really got to spread it.
You do. You see, I have that issue a lot of the time, though. I'll put zinc on my neck, and I think I've spread it, and then you've got Mitch, who's my partner, by the way. He's like, oh, your neck, but what's that white stuff? You know cream. You know exactly what that white stuff is.
It's zinc.
It's zinc. And then he tries to rub it in as well. He's just like...
So he gives you a free massage.
It does, and
it's nice.
It's nice, but it's every time and time again, he's like, what is that? You know what that is.
So zinc is that white stuff, guys, that happens to pull in your neck.
Exactly, it just happens to pull, especially because, I've got my little dark skin thing going on here.
She's not dark. She's a nice mocha colour.
Well, mocha coloured. So zinc is really like, it just leaves that cast, and it's like I'm still on the hunt to find a really good sunscreen that doesn't have that cast.
That's true. It's pretty hard to get that.
It is.
But yeah, speaking of that ashy thing, so we probably worked out it's probably sunscreen.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was weird. It kind of make it look a bit.
Or maybe it was his Ash Thursday.
It could be. Was it Thursday? It was Thursday.
But then they did Ash Wednesday.
It is Ash Wednesday. What's?
But it's his Ash Thursday.
Yeah, but his name's not Ash.
No, it was actually Gin.
Gin. So if you guys know anything about gins, what do we know about it?
So
Rochelle's an expert on this. We did look it up yesterday.
Not exactly. I have a few, I've read about it here and there, and I have a sister who's actually Muslim too, so she's also explained to me what jinn is a while ago, so I'll try and put it all together while I'm talking to you and Googling.
Okay.
So then I'll continue to carry the conversation.
Okay, I'm just trying to remember what that Australian saying is about. Is it slip, slop, and put your sunnies on, or is it slip, slop?
Slip, slop, and slap.
Yeah, slip, slop, and slap, and then roll over. So
I think the roll over is like if
there's a fire. So stop, drop, and roll.
Yeah,
But
stop, drop, and roll,
what's the sun?
bitches.
Because you got to put your sun hat on and your sunnies, and you got to put your sunscreen on. So what's the saying?
So
There is a saying for it.
it's slip, slop, and slap.
Slip, slop, and slap.
Yeah, slip, slap, and slap. And I'm sure there was like an ad for this as well.
Oh, for sure.
a while
There's always
ago.
ads about this.
I don't know if you had this because you grew up in New Zealand, but like in school here, it was like no hat, no play in primary school. Did you guys have that?
In intermediate school, we had that.
Okay.
Primary school, we weren't really forced to wear hats actually, but it was intermediate when everyone had to wear that, the big brimmed hat.
Yes.
Like you're in the outback. But
So I had this hat, right, where every kid had to wear apparently, and it was just not cool. It was the most dorkiest hat you could ever freaking have. So so it was like a little front with a flap at the back.
Oh,
the flap covering your
right.
neck so the sun doesn't hit your neck.
That's actually pretty good. I wish I had that.
It's good when you think about it, but when you're in school, you're like, this is not cool. So I remember cutting the flat part and getting in trouble because my mom's like, it's quite an expensive hat too. I don't know if it was expensive, but I just didn't look cool, and I remember cutting it, and yeah, that was that.
Well, hang on. So the fact that you cut that doesn't lose
Credibility?
Yeah.
Well, I probably did lose credibility, and I remember the teacher I think I got into trouble, but she just let it go because a lot of students also had the same thing.
Yeah, so
Where
they
they
started
just-
cutting it.
Either they started cutting it or they just bought like a hat that didn't have the flap. at the back.
Exactly. So why buy an expensive hat when you can just buy the cheap hat? Because you're just going to
Exactly.
end up cutting it anyway.
I have no clue. I think my mum wanted to be like by the book with the school
that's
rules.
true.
When you start primary school, it's like make sure they do this and they have that, and it's like.
But is it really dorky though? Because even if you did say it was, then everyone's a dork. Because everyone's wearing it.
Yeah, well, when you're in kindergarten, you are a dog.
That's true. Every young kid is a dork in their own way.
And they smell funny, like corn chips or something.
Wait, the hat's not funny or the kids smell like
Kids,
corn?
like little kids smell like corn chips. Like imagine a class full of little kids that smell like corn chips. That's all I remember. That's my memory.
I'm not sure. I never really smelt the kids in my class. Like, I didn't know if they actually did smell like corn chips. I did like corn chips, but if anything, they reminded me of Play-Doh and grass.
It's true. Play-Doh, grass, corn chips,
And sweat.
and sweat, and paintings.
And painting, yeah.
Because they're like, we done art a lot, like in primary school.
Yeah, so for us it's just grass because there's always people cutting the grass in the primary school and it's just freshly cut grass and kids just roll over the
Yeah,
hills.
playing in the grass,
Yeah.
rolling in the grass.
So there's no corn chips.
Corn chips, by the way, is like pee association for me. It's, it's like urine. I don't know. So we did go off topic. That will probably happen pretty often.
Yeah.
Because in all honesty, we don't really have a topic, do we?
No, we do. It's the gin.
We do. It's a gin.
We do. Going back to it.
So according to Google, gin is in Arabian and Muslim mythology an intelligent spirit of lower rank than the angels, able to appear in human and animal forms and possess humans. Oh my god, imagine if he actually was a jinn.
Well, that's what we were thinking, because we were, you know, I thought he was a bit of a devil's advocate. Because it's just bizarre. Like, someone just comes up to you and starts talking to you, and his topic is all about religion. So again, that answers your question, because we weren't quite sure on why he was there. So Rochelle thought he's probably selling something. Elle was like, oh, don't worry, you can edit this. If I get this wrong with my memory.
It's alright, it's okay.
And yeah, so he starts going on about, was it Christianity? I don't know. No, God. He asked us about God and what we believe in and what we thought about the good and the evil. And
it was, look, at first, so Mel, her personality type is an INFJ.
yeah, and L is an ENFP.
But, you know, sometimes I struggle with that because I can be a bit of an introvert too, so maybe more of an ambivert, but okay, I'll take ENFP.
Well, that's both of us then. We can both be an ambivert.
We can, definitely.
Technically, yeah.
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 Nice.
So here we go. We've got Mel, just about to shut this guy down. Like, as soon as he approaches us, she's just about to get in there and just cut it off. And then here I am, but tell me more. Just wanting to know a bit more, because it's like, you know, she's got her intuition, and with her intuition, the way it comes is like introverted intuition, right? Being an INFJ.
Yeah.
And then with me, it's more extroverted, so it's more about the experience, and like, and that's how my intuition kind of kicks in, just by, you know, finding out a bit more and getting that data in a way.
Taking it all in.
Taking it all in, and then my intuition's like, all right, red flag, let's abort this mission. So, yeah, so you're there, you're about to shut down, I'm there, continuing this conversation.
He's like, well, it gets pretty weird, because then he puts his hand out, so obviously, naturally, you'd want to shake it, and so he grabs my hand and then tries to kiss it, and that's when I was like, oh no, this is when I really wanted to shut it down. And
FYI, BTW, I reckon he was trying to get on to you. Literally, I reckon that he had a thing for Mel and he was trying to get in there, and his game was completely off.
Way off. And that's probably why my intuition, or just the vibe I was getting from him, was like, no, I'm not, I hope you're not hitting on us. Because it was just like, and then the fact that he grabs it and tries to kiss it, I was like, whoa, no, that's not how I do it. And what did he do after that?
He was like, but... And I don't know, he just kind of couldn't fathom that you were like, nah.
Yeah, that I would say no to that, and I wouldn't allow him to do that, because it was sort of like, I have every right to say no to that, and I felt uncomfortable.
It's not consensual, it's her body, her rights.
Exactly. I don't want to turn into a hashtag Me Too moment there.
Hashtag Mel Too.
Thanks, Elle.
But yeah, it's uncomfortable, and at the end of the day, like, I'm sorry, but this whole I'm gonna grab your hands and kiss it, like, you're not at a nice restaurant.
No, you haven't bought me dinner yet. I just met you, and you've got some ashy neck going on. What do you want? That was the question.
Yes. So his follow-up to what he wants was, do you guys believe in God?
Yes. Well, did he actually introduce himself first?
I did say, and what's your name?
Yeah.
And by the way, I gave him a fake name. It wasn't actually fake, it is my middle name, which is Jessica.
Yeah.
So I did say, yeah, that's my name, and Mel said her name is Mel.
Yeah.
Which it is Mel.
Yeah, it is Mel.
And it's really funny there, because he's like, says to Mel, oh, that's a fake name.
Yeah, he just made an assumption it might be fake, but I figured he might think that, but that's why I was playing the whole psychology thing.
Yeah.
Reverse psychology, you'd never know. I'll give you a straight face, but you don't know if that is my name. But it is my name. So
And so no, it wasn't a fake name.
So,
if anything,
yeah.
I was giving him a fake name, even though it technically isn't, but it is. But whatever.
yeah, he
Not
doesn't
really a
know
name I
that.
go by, but he doesn't know that. And that's the thing. Like whenever a stranger approaches me and they want to know my name, I just don't want to give them my real name. I just don't feel comfortable to do that. Especially with like social media and you know, you like LinkedIn and all of those things, you can Google
Yeah.
somebody's name. Like you may not know their last name, but you can still kind of Google it and try and put it all together.
That's actually interesting.
I've done that.
She's notorious at it. But that's actually really good because
Yeah.
me having such a low social media profile, like it's so low that people can't find me.
True.
Even my Facebook is almost non-existent except
Yeah.
for hockey. And you giving a fake name, I've never thought about giving a fake name because I was just like, oh, surely no one's going to look for that.
Be surprised.
Yeah.
It's like back in the days when I used to nurse.
Yeah.
I used to be a registered nurse back in the days. And
I love how you whisper. So was I. Both of us were. But that's a different topic.
that's a different topic. Like people would look at my name tag and try to search for me. But the thing is, my like social media is also on private,
Yep.
and the name is slightly different as well. So good luck trying to search for me. I had the same issue as well when I went to Miami like a year or 2 years ago. They would ask for my ID, like
Yeah.
when you go to places, and I, you know, give them my ID, and the bouncers would try to search for me on Instagram.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I know, it was actually really strange. Mitch and I were not comfortable, and I remember walking into like a place and the guy tried to do that, him and his friends and stuff like that, and I'm just like, nope, sorry. And I didn't end up going in there, and I was like, give me back my ID, and I was like, I'm not coming in. And they're like, oh, no, it's cool, come in. I'm like, nah, I'm not going into a place like that. But you know, whatever, it is what it is.
I love your different personality names, just personas. Whereas I'm just like, yeah, this is my name.
But we need a fake name for you. What's your fake name going to be?
I probably wouldn't say it out loud here because it's going to be a fake name.
What's your fake name, Al? Everyone wants to know. What's your fake name?
I will come up with something. I think I haven't thought about it. We were going to call me Dell, as in the computer Dell.
Well, how about this, guys? Like, whoever's listening, if you have a fake name for Mel, let us know. Like, let us know the fake name. Like,
Yeah. So
how
something.
did they let us know?
Leave a comment or send us a message, and we'll get back to you. Hopefully, in the next podcast.
Yes.
We will read it. We'll definitely read it because I am curious about what other people would think the name would be.
You have to see a photo of her first, and then...
Oh, we're advertising photos now. Are we? So you gotta find my Instagram. Is that it?
Actually, maybe you don't have to see a photo.
probably don't.
Look, we'll work out the finer details later on.
Yeah, but I feel like you can get a vibe from us from here and the way we talk, and yeah, it's a fake name. You don't really need to see the person, so
Yeah, that's so true.
it's just an anonymous kind
yeah.
of name.
Anonymous fake name that you can use here
Exactly,
and there.
here and there. If it's another weirdo that comes up to us, and I'll just give that name.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to this.
So
guy.
back to this guy. Sorry, that's just my dog barking there, hopefully. Hopefully my little cute boy stops barking soon. So back to this guy. So it was a little bit strange. So he kind of like singled us out. Like there was heaps of other people.
Yep.
And he singled us out. I reckon he singled us out because he saw us as being two little cutesy females, you know, just sitting there with an open body language, having, you know, a laugh, a giggle, and a deep discussion.
Yeah, we were both very relaxed.
He ruined our discussion.
That's how I felt. Like we were just chilling over there and just relaxed and having a laugh about things. And yeah, this guy just pops out of nowhere. There's genie kind of thing, Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
not pop out. He rode to us with his bike. Could be a horse. So he rode in a horse or a carpet. I don't know.
Yeah, or something, or a bike. A bicycle.
bike, yeah.
A bicycle that he picked up on the side of the road.
That too.
And so his name was Jinn, and like I was saying, so in Islam they believe that jinns are what I described before. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So in Islam they believe that humans are created from clay, and then jinns are made out of scorching fire.
Oh, really?
Because I did not create jinn, mankind have to worship me, but jinn, yeah. Look, I could be completely wrong here, but this is what I'm reading.
Oh.
I don't want to give out the wrong information. So it's kind of like that name and how he was, and how you said he's the devil's advocate. Like that was kind of the vibe that you got from him. And the reason why we thought he was kind of like the devil's advocate is because of what he was saying. Like he was saying knowledge is evil.
Well, that's exactly it. So he sat down and he goes to us like, oh, I feel like I'm standing over you guys, so I'm going to go sit down. And because we were sort of sitting in a picnic table, and he sat down on the other side, and then he was asking Michelle, Elle and I to go closer. You need to edit this at some point. To go closer, and personally I didn't feel comfortable, and luckily Elle was like, no, she's good there, and I was like, yeah, I'm fine here, I'm comfortable where I'm at. And because we were pretty far away from him, just keeping that space. And that's when he started talking about good and evil, and he asked us, he told us a story about the Bible. So the moment he says Bible, it's like, great, this is going to be a Christianity thing. He's going to try and get us into a cult. I don't know. I don't really want to be part of a cult. And he was like to her, so was it Adam and Eve ate the apple, and thanks to the snake, they gained a knowledge from that,
which was evil.
So they got intellect from that, and that's probably something Elle and I disagreed with, because we value knowledge. We value learning things from people. I mean, for this guy, if his whole intention was to actually learn from us, how is he seeing that as evil?
He even went as far as saying he doesn't want to know how a car works, because if he knows how a car works, it's evil to have that information, to know that information. He just wants to drive a car, doesn't need to know anything more than that. And that's just such a one-tracked mind, and I understand that there's a lot of people out there like that, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I'm not saying anything bad about that, but I feel like we need to know more than how the car works. I mean, we drive. Look, I don't know completely how a car works, but I know it works in different ways, You've got your engine, you've got your exhaust pipe, you've got all of these other things. But if somebody did want to, give me that knowledge, I'd listen to it. Or if I wanted to find out more, I would research to find out more of how a car works.
Yeah, and he had a choice. So basically his example was, all right, I just want to drive. I'm just driving a car, and then someone comes up to me and wants to offer information about the intricacies of the car, and I just want to drive a car. That's his driving point. Is I just want to drive a car. It's like, I understand that, but he's at every right to say no. Yeah. But that's it's probably a bad example.
The worst example.
The worst.
Coming from him.
Yeah, and it's just most of us would probably be, you want to get to A to B and you just want to drive your car. That's fine. He probably just didn't have the time to learn what the engine does or how it came about. But for us, we saw that as something that we value. So then we started talking about things that we value, and then he gave us another example, like, surely you'd move from a current job that you have into a different job that's well paying. And both of us were like, no, if you're working with really good people and you enjoy what you do,
and money is not a factor, if you're working in a good culture with good people and you're enjoying your job, I wouldn't care if somebody's offering me $150,000. I'm happy where I am.
Exactly. But to him, it was again, he was a bit shocked as well. He had to pause on that one because he had to rethink it, because it was another one that he was looking at. Because the moment we started talking about value, I think he was probably surprised that
Yeah.
we didn't value money like he did. Cause,
Yeah.
I mean, we do value money, but in a different way. There are other things that we value.
Yeah, definitely.
And I suppose we're not just in a rat race. Like, we're not chasing after money. Like, there's other things that we deem important in our lives. And to him, the fact that he just went, what?
Yeah, he was getting slapped with some facts and he was speechless.
Yeah, it must have been pretty hard, but we were both like, no, that's not what we value.
Yeah.
And then I think we started talking about values at that point. So we made it clear that we value knowledge. We value good places to work at. Creativity was another one that came up. He said it was quite different from intellect.
Yeah, he said creativity and intellect
Yeah,
are different things, and
they come hand in hand.
I think they definitely come hand in hand. Like,
yeah, unless you have a different definition of intellect, but there's different kinds, to be honest.
yeah, there is actually. That's actually a hard one because they do come hand in hand, but they're also are very separate in a way. Because you can be an intellectual person that
Yeah,
has no creativity.
you can. So it's like someone who's more structured. So it's like the STEM subjects for science.
Yeah.
No, even then you can still have creativity. Actually,
Yeah.
I think being creative takes in different forms. Like,
Yeah,
you can
definitely.
have the artsy type, the writers, but you can have someone who's overly practical, but still be creative.
Yeah.
So I guess I think we all have a creative streak in
Yeah,
us.
I think we all have something like,
Yeah.
even enjoying music
Mm.
is it's artsy, it's creative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you probably find ways on how to put your playlist together, and that's creative on
Yeah,
its own.
it
And
is.
I think it really comes down to perspective.
I feel like, he was trying to school us and educate us. He really was. But we schooled him.
Yeah, we did, because he was like at the end of it, it's like, whoa, what do you guys study? Or like, you guys are actually pretty smart. It's like, yes. And to the point that he started asking about like which hand we're dominant in.
Yeah.
And so Elle again is an ambivert.
Ambidextrous. I'm predominantly right-handed, but I do use my left. When I was younger, I used to use my left a lot too, but I'd say that I'm predominantly right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I said I'm right-handed as well. And then he goes, okay. He asked for the hand. Again, I end up giving my hand again. I feel like I need to stop.
She gave
that.
a hand in marriage to this guy, to this gin.
I know, it was giddy for us. So it's almost, I don't know if you guys have ever played like the thumb game where you squish
1,
it.
2, 3, 4. I declare a thumb.
Yeah, that. I thought that was what he was trying to do. So I
Yeah.
said to him, what are you trying to do? Is that what you're trying to play? And he's like, sort of. And then that's when I pulled my hand away. I mean, it probably lasted like 2 seconds. And he goes, oh, what are you doing? And I said, I'm not interested in playing. I don't know what you want from my hand. Until you explain it to me, then I'll consider it. And then that's when he said, oh, so it looks like you're putting out your white flag, like you're surrendering. And it looks like I won.
Yeah.
And I go, no, it's not, because how are you winning a game when no one's actually playing with you? I wasn't even playing with you. I had no intention of playing with you, and I don't see that as winning.
Yeah.
And I think he tried to say that was me surrendering, but then I said, I honestly just don't really care. I'm not here to
Do you think he
debate.
was just saying that to fuel an argument as well as to fuel more conversation because he didn't want us to leave? Because at that point, that's when I stood up and you stood up
Yeah.
to give the indication that we're
going. So
Yeah.
it was just like someone trying to take the scraps of whatever
Yeah.
he could and to try and turn it into a conversation. Because he did start talking about debating, and
Yeah.
I go, I have no interest in that. Because
He was hanging on for dear life like a bald man hangs onto that one thread of hair. Like, he was just
one
hanging on to
wispy
conversation.
hair that hasn't shaved yet,
Yeah.
but he's planning on hoping that it will have more children on his head. It's just not growing. The hope is there, you know what? The hope is there.
Yeah,
But,
there's always hope.
There's always
Stay
hope.
optimistic, folks.
well, he was trying, but it just wasn't going to work for us. And he was talking about debating and losing, and I said, I'm not really interested in that. Because
Yeah.
we're all about discussions.
Yeah.
You know, we're there to understand and learn from other people.
Yeah.
Again, like we're talking about what we value. We're not there to crush other people's point of view. Like,
or make other people's opinions not valid. I think it's just about, you know, opening up that dialogue to discussion, to understand, because we all have a different understanding of life or of events or, you know, of anything that goes on. And it's just nice to listen to what somebody else thinks and to understand that, and to have somebody else also understand how you think. You may not agree, but just to have a nice discussion to learn and to understand and to grow. Yeah.
Exactly. She did such a great, you know, explanation of that one. And that's when Elle gets up. So I was like, finally.
I was feeling the energy there. Like, there was something about him. It was like, my body just became a bit like hot. Like, not hot with anger, but just kind of like, I felt suffocated. I didn't like what he was putting out.
So it's good that you mentioned energy, because he did mention what attracted him to us, like why did he came about. Like, I couldn't really pick up most of it now, but he was talking about the vibe, whatever energy was coming out from us.
Yeah, he was saying that we're very high vibrational, and that was what he was attracted to us about. But he also said something really strange. He's like, very high vibrational, and that's why I was attracted, and I came straight to you guys. But then he's like, to seed off that energy.
Yeah.
But he kind of said it, and then he kind of let go of saying that.
And he tried to change it, and I suppose that's when he mentioned he was a sage.
Yeah.
Not the herb.
Not the herb.
The magical kind.
Take the sage out of the pasta, guys.
Yeah.
Put it on the roast lamb. That is delicious. That is really good.
That is really good. But he's not a sage. I felt like, because we looked it up later on, and he came off as someone who was trying to be one, rather than someone who's naturally one.
Yeah.
And he wasn't doing a great job of actually pretending to be one. So that's what it was. It was almost pretending.
He was I felt like he was practicing his sage skills. Like, he was just trying to practice it. And he was like, oh, they look like a good bunch of girls for me to practice it.
I know. But no, we're not your practice or your target.
Not your lap monkey or your guinea pig.
No, we're not there to entertain you, and we're not there for you to just suck up our energy like that. Because I guess that's what it felt like.
Yeah.
And when she got up, I was like, okay, now I looked at my time, I looked at my watch. I go, well, we got to go. We've got a few things that we have to do.
Yeah.
And that's when he started talking about time.
Yeah.
And again, it's the whole getting all that crumb and just any wisp of hair that he can get from to put on his head. He's just trying to get that.
Yeah, just kind of nibbling on that crumb. I'm just like,
just anything.
I can continue this conversation because you're speaking about time.
Yeah. So it's either trying to rile you up or trying to debate with you so you wouldn't leave. And he kind of did it to us for a good 30 seconds. I was pretty close to going, you know what? You're wasting my time. I don't want to hear your definition of what time is.
Yeah, I know, right? And it's like, okay, it's 3 types of time.
Yeah, 3 types. So he was talking about the...
At that point, my brain shut off. I zoned out.
Yeah.
I was gone. Al had left the building. I was just like, how do I get out of this?
I love how she zoned out, whereas I was still focusing it, going like, I really just want to say that you're wasting my time. Because he was going on about the past, the present, and the future.
Yeah.
And I go, I can't see in our future.
Oh, and then he's like what you had for breakfast yesterday.
Ooh.
Can you go back and eat that?
Yeah.
And I said, yes, you can. And he's like, this one can time travel. But what I was saying, you can, because just recreate that breakfast that you had.
And he goes, this one's a smart one and creative.
Yeah, it's like, I'm just like, no, she's not a smart one and she's not creative. She is telling you that you can create the breakfast again.
Exactly.
Like, we can make that. Like, you like that burrito burger you made in the morning yesterday? We can make that again. Yeah.
But to him, it was like, oh, I can't do that, he said. And I go, well, if you're talking about a metaphor, right, then you can. You just have to use your imagination. Yes. And I think he said he wasn't the most creative or like imaginative. And I think then he asked you for advice. And what was your advice then? To be open, like the final, teachings.
I don't think he asked for advice, but he was like, "Oh, can you school me? I'll be your student," or something like that. Can you teach me? I'll be your student. And I said, "No, I can't do that. But what I will tell you before I leave is be open.
Be open.
Just be open and be mindful of other people.
Yeah.
And other people's feelings and emotions. Actually, I don't even know if I said that. When I'm in the moment and I say things, I sometimes just don't really remember it. But I do know that I did tell him to just be open, really.
I think that's probably what we
open to
remember the most. So guys, be open to possibilities.
Yeah, and be open to people.
Yeah, we tried to be open.
Yeah, try to be open. Like, it's like, I don't think we were judgmental. I think this is just our perception of, what happened and the situation. And look, he's not a bad guy. I don't know this guy, so I can't say he's a bad guy or anything like that. He done nothing wrong. He's just, trying to showcase his viewpoint and opinions and trying to let us take that all in. He kept on saying, though, something about religion and God and asking us if we know God and that's the other thing. He was saying good and evil and good and bad.
Yeah.
As well, like talking about good and bad and
if God is in us or if we believe that God is around us.
Yeah, and how God is perfection or God is perfect.
Yeah, the
was
perfect one.
his thing. And what did you say to that?
So I said to him that I don't see, because I said it's not that I don't believe in a God, I believe in a creator. It could be anything. And like you said, there's different gods. Like the Buddhists could have someone different, and then the Jews and the Muslim. And I don't think it's perfection. And again, another slap on the face for him because he just looked shocked.
Yeah, he's like, what?
What?
Sorry?
And then I said it's not because I don't think it's perfect, because I find it's like an omnipresence. It's not a thing that could be perfect or imperfect.
Yeah.
It's like an energy, like a big one.
Yeah.
Like a really, really powerful one, I suppose. And it's not something I would label.
Yeah.
Or put in a box and go, yeah, completely perfect. And I mean, that's my thoughts. And to him, that was like not really something that he understood.
His eyes were big, because it's like, if the Bible says that God has created mankind within his image, or something along those lines, mankind isn't perfect.
No,
we're not perfect.
No.
We have free will. Sorry. And also it's like, like what is good, what is bad, what is evil, like,
what's your definition of
what's
it?
your definition of that?
Yeah.
And depending on the situation, you may have to do something bad depending on that situation.
Yeah.
Or what's perceived to be bad, but is it bad?
And again, like I mentioned before, it's all about perspective, really.
It's all about perspective.
I mean, something that feels so good or right is actually quite wrong to someone else.
Exactly.
So would you stop doing it?
Premarital sex.
Yeah, it feels so good, but then...
but it's so wrong.
Yeah. So religion would be like, no, we will burn you in a stake.
You are going to hell.
Yeah.
You will burn in hell.
You'll burn in hell. Yeah. We'll probably slash you a few times and crucify you. And then you
crucify that whole mouth.
Yeah, exactly. We're doing premarital, just for that. Yeah. Anyway, we got a bit off topic there, and so we did try to leave, and as we were leaving, he had his hand up.
Yeah, for a hug.
And I was like, no, man, like you've already tried to grab our time. You've managed to grab my hand twice and try to kiss it. Now you want a hug from us.
Yeah.
And Elle kindly gives him a high five.
I said, you're not going to get a hug, but we'll give you a high five before we go.
Yeah. And so we just kept walking, and we kept looking back.
we walked off into a direction we did not intend to walk off into. It's just that we didn't want him to follow us. Yeah. So we kept on looking back and decided to go the long way. The long way home.
Yeah.
Because
he was still circulating
He was still circulating, and he went the way we go, like the way that we would walk home. He went that way as well. And I was like, well, not
same
going
traffic light. So I was like, you're right. Like walk the other way so we could still see him. And I don't know, like he had this massive bag as well that had like a soccer ball in it and a few little cones and some sticks. So I'm guessing it's probably to recruit some nice Christian girl into playing soccer and then into the cult.
And then the next thing you know, like 2 weeks into it, it's like, I am now the cult leader.
Yeah, you know what? They probably won't even realise.
Exactly.
They'll probably like... this is all good.
I had a dream actually, like this is a couple of months back, that I was in a cult and then I tried to get out of the cult and everyone was trying to kill me. So everyone was after me, and then I went into some store to buy something, and the person in the store was also part of the cult, and they like kind of recognized my face, and they were like trying to kill me while I was in the change room.
Oh wow, no. That sounds like a cult. That definitely sounds like a cult.
I think you may have been in the dream too. And
Was I?
Mitch was also in the dream. Yeah, it was a while ago.
Were we all part of the cult?
We were, but then we tried to get out. But I think we only kind of were part of the cult in the beginning because we didn't know it was a cult. They just seemed like such a nice group of people.
Yeah, they always are. They always start like that. Like they try to make themselves nice, and I think they sort of prey on you. So this is probably how they pick people. So they try and talk to you and see where your weakness is. If they say you're a sinner, I don't know, if you've got really low self-esteem or there's things that, you know, is missing in your life, people pick on that.
I think they can sniff it out.
Oh, they
can sniff out vulnerability as well in people.
Exactly. But we did not feel vulnerable at that time. Like we felt uncomfortable. But not vulnerable because we knew who we are, we knew what we value in our lives, and we knew where we want to be.
Exactly. So it was just a little pickle, but it was interesting. It was an experience, and it is good to talk to people, and it is good to know other people's views, like no matter how uncomfortable you are. It was good. It was a good experience. Thank God he didn't kill us, kidnap us, or anything like that. We were in an open environment.
Yeah, because we would have to run in the heat. It was really hot.
It was really hot.
And he rode a bike. I think he could out-bike us more than we can outrun him. So
I would like bicycle kick him off the bike, and then we could just jump on the bike.
That was the plan. We were going to try and steal his bike if it happens.
Yeah. If worst came to worst, that pickup bike is ours.
That is ours.
We're riding home with that.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much what happened.
I think we had a lot of learning lessons.
We had a lot of learning from that. So what did you learn from that then?
So what I learned from that is, for me, it was good because Elle here is a lot more open than I am. For me, I'm easily like, I just pick it up and I go, I don't like this person, without really considering. It's like, why is that? Do you want to confirm that a little bit more?
Yeah.
And like, I would have just cut him off straight away if I was on my own. But Elle was like, oh, let's see how crazy this can get.
How crazy can this really get?
Yeah, like, well, who is this person? Like, what can he bring to us, and what can we learn from him?
Yeah.
And I guess I felt safe as well, so I was like, you know what, let's see how this goes.
Yeah.
And later on, that's when I'd cut him off, and if I'm not comfortable, I'm not comfortable. And again, also I learned about how people have different perspectives, and it's okay to have your own one, and it's okay to stand by to what you believe in.
Yeah.
And if you know what, if he's got something different from what you're thinking, that's okay too. That's what I said to him. I don't really care. That's yours. This is mine, and cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's cool.
I love how cool, calm, and collected you are. Nice.
Well, otherwise I'd snap at him, and which we don't really want to do, and he could kill us potentially in broad daylight. You never know what the heat can do to someone.
It's so true. You just never know. Someone could just snap.
Exactly. So what about you, Elle? What did you learn?
Well, I like what you said, and I think that's what I really do admire about you. I admire a lot of things about you. But
likewise, I admire a lot of things about this woman.
Stop it.
Yes.
Stop it. But yeah, like what I really like is that you are like quick to, like, you know what you want and don't want and what you don't like, and you're quick to shut that down, as well as use your intuition as well to say, nah, this is not a situation that I want to get myself into, or look, I'm not feeling this at the moment, and for my own well-being, I want to cut this conversation off as soon as possible. And that's what I like you come to that conclusion and you stick to it, you stick to your guns. Whereas for me, I think sometimes it can get me into trouble, or it can also make me feel, like after speaking to someone like that, sometimes it can really make my energy just feel really blah. So, you know, for me, I do tend to just be open and just let it ride and listen to what they have to say, because I feel like, you know, at the end of the day, we can control the conversation.
Exactly.
We can shut that conversation off anytime, but I do want to hear what he has to say, you know, because his information can also help me, and it can also help me learn and grow and, you know, all of that stuff.
And that's what I love about it, because you take risks.
Yeah, it's like it's taking the risk, you know, because I did learn, and I learned from him, and I think what I learned from what he had to say is that, you know, I learned that not everyone shares a open view of the world. Not saying that, you know, like I try to have an open view of the world, but I'm sure there's times where I can be just one-track minded as well, and just like, you know, a little bit ignorant, not arrogant, ignorant. I always get those two confused, arrogant, ignorant. A little bit ignorant and naive to certain things. So it just kind of made me learn that not everyone has an open view of the world. This is his journey. This is what his interest is, and this is what his passion is. And his passion was to spread the word of God to people. By the way, he said that he knows God's name, and
we never found out.
We were gone by that time.
We just don't have the time to find out what God's name was.
Yeah, I'm like,
it could be Joey. We don't know.
Could be Joey.
It could have been Joey.
It could be anything.
Joey, if you're listening here, please leave a comment.
Please leave a comment, Joey. So where was I? So that's what I think I learned, and it just kind of validates for me that we're all different, we're all unique, we all have our path, and we all have our journey, and what he has to say isn't less. It is not less. What he has to say is important. What he has to tell us is important, because he thinks that it's important for him. Yeah. And I'm open to listen, and I'm open to that. I may not necessarily agree, but it's good information to know.
Good. I think that's a really nice way to wrap up our podcast. I feel like we could do that for every podcast at the end of it, and like what people have learned and what they want other people to consider. Yeah, you know, like at the end of your day, just have a think about it, and again, leave us a comment, because we're going to have a few guests coming in later on in our podcast, and it's going to be more fun. Not that we're not fun on our own, but yeah. So I'd say that's a good.
Yeah, and you know, if there's anything that you want us to discuss or talk about, please like leave a comment as well, and we can
leave a comment, subscribe, press like. I don't even know where you do that, but we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out, and let's just get this going. Let's get this ball rolling. Let's talk. Let's discuss. Let's just get into it, man.
Exactly. So hopefully we'll get you guys to listen again on the next podcast. And
love it. So thank you for listening to Basement Talks with Mel and Elle.